Hello everyone, this is JS Reviews, and today we'll be talking about the 8th studio album by Rise Against. I wore the t-shirt for this review. I love this band and I love this album. Rise Against are a Chicago-based punk rock group, and they have 8 albums. This is their 8th album. It's really hard to believe, and all 8 of them, in my opinion, are great. Even The Black Market, which is one that a lot of people don't enjoy as much. But we're not going to talk about that one. Today we're going to talk about Wolves. And this album as a whole is about becoming a union and making things better. They want to rebel against Donald Trump, which is obvious throughout the album. There's lots of wall references in this album. In fact, there's a song called How Many Walls. We'll get to that one. It's referencing the whole Donald Trump build a wall thing. So we'll go ahead and mention some of our favorites on the album. My favorite ones on the album are the opening track, Wolves. This track hooked me at first listen, and I can't stop listening to it. A lot of these songs are addicting, but Wolves especially. It's just, the chorus is just explosive, and it's just so, this song entirely is just so arena ready, and it's just flawless. All these songs could really fit well in an arena setting with Rise Against playing live. Another great track is The Violence. This was the lead single to the album. It came out on 4/20, April 20th, 4/20, and this song is basically 4/20. I mean, it's just as addicting. I mean, I've never done 4/20 before, but you get the point. This song, I listened to it about 10 times the day it came out. I listened to it about 10 times the day after it came out, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. It's a great song, just questioning who we are. Like, is the violence in our nature just an image of our maker? And then, are we great enough to become something greater than the violence in our nature, that we need to go on and do this? We can become something greater than violence. Violence isn't the best way on how to resolve our problems. I also love the track Welcome to the Breakdown, the 4th track on the album. This song is just old Rise Against greatness. If you're an old Rise Against fan, I know you'll love this track. Everything about it is just phenomenal in my opinion. And bridge on this song is just vicious. All the guitars are just belting it out, and the drums, the bass, and Tim, it just gets vicious on the bridge of this song, and the chorus is catchy as hell. Then we get the song Far From Perfect, another one I really like. It sounds a lot like This Is Letting Go from the 2011 album Endgame, and that song was another great one from that album, but this song is even better in my opinion. This song talks about how in order to form the mosaic, we have to shatter apart like glass, and that's just kind of how he envisions how we're supposed to do things. Then to close out the favorites, we have the last 3 tracks in the album, Mourning in Amerika, How Many Walls, and Miracle. These 3 tracks flow great together as the final 3. Mourning in Amerika kind of is a somber song. It sounds major, like it's kind of like a 21 Pilots song, where it sounds happy, but it's not. It's a lot, except it's not. It doesn't sound like 21 Pilots. It's just major. But this is a great song. The guitars are great. The backing vocals by Zach are great on this one as well. I love the chorus on this one, where it talks about how we don't go outside anymore. We are mourning in America in this sad state that we are in. So we get to the next track, How Many Walls, and this track is just absolutely amazing. Tim just belts it out on this one, and he just sounds so angry, and it's so great, and he's just, how many times can we see this same old story over and over again? It's time to make a change. Then there's a section in this song where Tim screams again, and it's about at the 2-minute mark where the guitars just start banging, and this part's just try not to headbang to this section of the song. So How Many Walls is great, and then we get to the final track, Miracle, which is probably my favorite on the album. The chorus on the song is so important. The chorus says, "Don't wait for a miracle to fall from the sky, to part the seas around you and turn water into wine. And don't just wait for a sign. Don't just sit idly by and do nothing. Be the miracle." Later on it says, "We are the miracles, and we happen all the time. We are not afraid of our surroundings, and we aren't waiting for a sign. We are the miracles. We can do this." And another great part of this track is the breakdown, and it even says the word breakdown just before everything starts at the breakdown, and then it's like Brandon starts banging on the trash cans, it sounds like, and the guitars just sick riff from the guitars. Those are all my overall favorites, and then we get to some of the more meh songs. There's a few of them, like House on Fire, the second single. When I first heard this song, I initially didn't like it much at all, but it's definitely grown on me quite a bit, and I do enjoy listening to this song, but the lyrics just don't really do it for me. But I love the guitars. Tim and Zach put some great guitar lines together, and Joe's bass on this entire, all the songs on this album have great guitar lines and great just driving bass lines, and the drumming is especially good on this entire album, and even on House on Fire as well. So yeah, I do enjoy this song, but it's not one of my favorites. Same with Parts Per Million. I thought this song is easily my least favorite on the album. The lyrics are just kind of meh, and I thought that everything else was just kind of typical. I love the section where Tim just screams, "We are gonna be alright," and that's kind of the light at the end of the tunnel that this album likes to illustrate often, and that's just kind of why I do still enjoy this song. However, it's not one of my favorites. And then we get to the song Bullshit, which is a more interesting one, and it's definitely the most angry song on this album, and he's really calling out Trump, in my opinion. He's like, "You're too afraid to fix the storm that you helped create, and this is bullshit. Everything that you do is bullshit." He just crashes him, and I love this song as well. I love the whoa that's present throughout the entire song, and Rise Against have always been really good at doing the whoa thing, unlike Blink-182. But anyway, that's beside the point. So Bullshit, a great song, another one of my favorites. I forgot to mention it in the earlier section, but I do really enjoy this track. And then the song Politics of Love is the last one I haven't touched on yet. This song, I didn't like it as much first, but it's definitely grown on me. It's definitely the weakest song instrumentally, but I love the lyrics on this one, how it really just illustrates the whole politics of love theme, and that's even the title of the song. It's, "I should have said something to you, but instead I did nothing, and you're gone." That's just how love works sometimes, and kind of heartbreaking to really think about it. So overall, great record. The last few things I want to touch on are the instrumentals. Zach and Tim put together some great guitar lines on this album, matching Tim's rhythm with Zach's lead. It just blends so well together, amazing. And then Joe's bass is phenomenal, the best it's ever been in my opinion. Joe Prinsight is one of my favorite bassists in the rock scene. In fact, he's probably second to Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then we get to Brandon on the drums. His drumming is back and better than ever. I thought the drumming was a little bit lacking on the Black Market, however, he is back on this album, and it is amazing. Spot on drumming by Brandon. Spot on instrumentals for this entire album. And then the last thing I want to touch on is the production. I thought the production was a little bit iffy on this one. I really like how they make it more gritty. How their last 3 albums or so have been more clean production, and this one's a lot grittier than those. However, I think they did it a little bit too much. So where on some moments the instrumentals are louder than the vocals, and sometimes you can't understand the lyrics, but if you look up lyric videos of the songs, you'll understand the lyrics, and then you'll enjoy it much more. So overall, I'd say the production was pretty solid. So overall, I'd give this album a 4.5 out of 5. Great release by Rise Against. It's not perfect, but it's a great album by this great band, and I really want to see these guys live sometime. That would just make my life. I've never seen these guys, and I'm dying to see them. Rise Against are one of my favorite bands. There will be plenty more content of this band on this channel. I'll probably review all of their albums at some point, maybe even do a top 10 songs or rank their albums, whatever you guys want. If you guys like Rise Against, comment below. Tell me your favorite song by Rise Against. Did you like this album? Did you not like this album? Let me know in the comments below, and we will see you guys next time.